Moi! Tässä Tarja. Ja sinä kuuntelet ja katselet 60 Minutes in Berlin. The complete name? Tarja Soile Susanna Turunen Kabuli. A lot of names. You know what I've been thinking about, to print a t-shirt with the correct pronunciation on it, because you know how they call my name in Latin countries is Tarja. Tarja, Tarja, and that means actually a garden in Finnish. So I'm laughing, the garden walks there, it's going there. No, not just kidding me. I mean, there are several ways, and I do not mind how people pronounce my name. I don't. First, I fell in love with a man. That came first. And that came first 12 years ago. Yeah. He's Argentinian, and ever since that, I've been traveling around between Finland and Argentina, and now, since 4 years, I've been living there permanently. I really like very much. I could call it my city already. I love Buenos Aires. Christmas has always meant a lot to me, for my family actually, because, you know, it's the time of a year when you get to be with your loved ones. Me, as having a really busy life, traveling a lot, now living in another country, even I cannot see my family too much. So in a Christmas time, we really work hard to be able to be together. And so as well, and this Christmas, I will be staying in Finland with my family there. And the Christmas tour that I have already started to do since 2005. Every year I'm making lots of Christmas concerts, because it makes me kind of forget what happened in a year already. Lots of work, lots of traveling, lots of stress. So I get to also see people that are willing to relax. You know, it's the end of the year. My fans, the listeners that are coming to my concerts, they really want to relax through the music, and music really helps them. I believe in that because it helps me. So I believe that my listeners can also, you know, just get some peace of mind through music. So these concerts are about that. It's very relaxed concert, lot of classical music, beautiful music, with the quartet only. So, and mainly I'm performing in churches, and it's atmospheric, beautiful. When I write music, for example, it helps me to put in words the thoughts that been there inside of me, whether bothering me, whether touching me deeply, something that I've seen on my journeys. I can get free of worries, for example, through music, by putting all my heart, all my sweat to it, all my passion to it. You cannot fake with music. You have to be honest with music, because if it's not honest what you do, you won't deliver any feelings for the people either. You won't transmit anything. So it brings me also lots of happiness. I mean, I get so happy, for example, silly things like if I have sang an opera aria 2 years ago, having some difficulties with that, problems with it, and I take now the opera aria to sing, and suddenly those problems are not there anymore. It gives me so much happiness that I have worked very hard for music. And then the music brings back to me the happiness. So it's lovely. What was the kind of thing that happened in my home when I was a kid? I have a 7-year-old brother. He was lot of listening rock, lots of listening, Alice Cooper, Kiss, Wasp, these kind of bands at the time. So I grew along with it. I got to hear those bands. I got to see the vinyls, the beautiful vinyls at the time, and I got to hear the songs. I love those. But on the other hand, since I was 6 years old, I started learning piano playing. Because my parents saw some sort of talent in me, and they said, okay, do you want to take piano lessons? And I said, yeah, why not? And so it started since I was very young. I started studying classical music. Not necessarily listening, but studying. So I've been studying classical music ever since. But listening rock, loving rock, metal was not part of my life until I started singing with Nightwish. Only until that point. I didn't know much about metal. It was always more rock. So metal came completely like a new style of new genre in my life, and I really enjoyed it. And it was a whole new world in front of me. But that was it. I mean, kind of these two worlds, rock and classical, have always been part of my life since I was a very little kid. I have a wall like this wall here, full of CDs. Another wall like that at my husband's parents' place. Another wall like that, full of CDs. And what you can see in the collection is everything. I mean, there are pop bands, rock bands, classical music, a lot of classical music, movie scores. I am a collector of movie scores from certain composers. I love buying records that have certain producer, for example, or the mixing engineer. I'm a crazy. Because I'm an artist today that I can choose the people to work with. That's my freedom today. So I want to follow the people I want to work with, what they do in their career, because it's very interesting, Some guitar players play totally different music for one artist, and then they come and play with me, my music, and I want to see what they do. That's how I learn, and by listening different kind of music, and I believe that also makes me more open-minded as a musician. I have to keep like that. I have to keep on doing things like that. Always without gloomy, we're above the surface. An illusion reaching down for me. What lies beneath, beyond the ocean storm, tranquil is the kiss of the ocean, rising deep, sleeping at the dawn. Oh, very, very important. I think silence is very important, For example, we live in a city like Buenos Aires, that is like Berlin. It's a big city, always humming, city that never sleeps, sort of. So I miss going to places that I don't hear any more than anything else than the wind, blowing. I miss that kind of silence. But there is silence in the music too, for me. That is my escape, my sort of oasis where I really can forget everything else when I do music. For example, when I perform, I don't think anything else than the song, the story, the joy of singing, that's where I am. I'm kind of like in a box of something, but silence is very important. It's silence can be misunderstood also. It can be misunderstood by people, not willing to respond to you. Kept in silence can mean to you that he doesn't agree with you. But for me, it's something else. It's a piece of heaven. Yeah.